Okay, okay, go.
Okay.
Get ready. Do the snap thing.
Yeah, do the snap.
Oh, wait, yeah, it's on time.
Closely following on from Adele's blockbuster album release this week and the incredible media attention that has been garnered by that, we now talk to Kevin from Turning the Tables.
How you doing,
man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining me. We wanted to do this for weeks and months, and this is the first chance. You've been so busy with the incredible success of Turning the Tables, which is like a runaway train. How's it feeling for you?
It's you know what? It's feeling really good. It's just a little bit it's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. It's just there's so many messages and so many people reaching out, and there's some memes and people have made some t-shirts and stuff like that it's a little bit like, whoa, like this is it's going pretty quick, right? But you know what, I'm enjoying it, and Connor's really enjoying it, and that's all we can ask for, right? Is and getting back to the people who are reaching out to us that are enjoying these videos, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about that. What was the idea when you first you had that beautiful initial video? You're out on the porch or the backyard, you're in the bright sun, you're sharing the microphone between you. When Connor first came to you and said, let's do this, what was the most that you thought could happen? What was the biggest response?
Maybe 300 people in terms of viewers, if you know, if it was going to be posted, right? I didn't know anything what was going to happen at the time if Connor was going to post it or not. And the reason being is that he had asked me several occasions to come out to record, to listen to this album so he could get my opinion on it. And we only had a single microphone and a webcam and going into a small computer and in some really uncomfortable chairs. And it was just, you know, I just didn't think anything would come out of it, right? So when people started actually watching that first one and commenting on it, I was really, really surprised and blown away that people were asking, actually saying, you know, can you guys do another video? Because I was like, why? It looks horrible. Right? And I've seen other reactions on there, you know, just going on myself, and they have a lot of flash, you know, they're well cut, green screen, they have the musical intro and stuff like that. So I was thinking, this is just it's sitting in the sun, boiling hot, two sweaty guys sharing a microphone. It's not going to go anywhere. But really surprised that when he woke, you know, we talked in the morning and that like 300, 400 people had watched it. Yeah.
So what do you think is pulling in these people that are watching two sweaty guys? Like what's the secret?
You know, I honestly think that the simplicity, because I find myself wanting to watch them just for the simplicity. There's not a lot of stuff coming at you. We're not yelling. We're not doing really quick edit chops, that kind of thing, right? And people have mentioned that it's got some solitude to it. We're just there. We're just talking. We're having a conversation. We're drinking tea and we're listening to music together. We're not adding any more flash or anything to it. And I think in this day and age right now, John, with everything coming at you between beeps and tweets and everything like that, I can see this renaissance of people going back to notepads, books, albums, and simple conversation between two humans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think there's a need for that, because I find at my age too, it's like I'm really attached to that device, and I'm going through and responding to people. And this was prior to Turning the Tables and trying to, you know, just being inundated with stuff. So to move that aside, and I think there's that need. I think people have resonated with the quietness of the channel, right? Mm. I'm hoping.
I agree with you. I think there's also, you can't discount the fact though that anybody can get together with a mate and talk about something on screen, but very, very few of those would be as essential watching as you. Yeah. So there's something else about the two of you. Yeah. And I can tell you what I think it is. Yeah. But what do you think it is? I don't know. You know, it's just like the chemistry that we're having. We're really enjoying each other, and I think that's coming through. Like there is no acting. It's like what happens when we talk is just the sheer enjoyment of Connor and I, father and son, listening to an album, bullshitting,
laughing. Who knows what's going to happen? I screw up a lot saying the wrong things, and that sort of, it's just, just being who we are, I think. And I hope I really, honestly, I can't pinpoint it down as the creator to what it is, but it's just people see in the messages, they just seem to enjoy it for its simplicity and just for the relationship between the two of us, right?
Well, let me filter some of the responses that I've seen and also my feelings about it into something for us to look at. I think it's about honesty for a start. I think there's a natural relationship between you two that a lot of people find incredibly attractive. So whether we've missed it in our own relationships with our fathers or with our sons, it's something that it's a North Star for a lot of people, I'm sure, in the way they wish that they had it with their father. And you read that in the comments, don't you?
Yes, a lot of messages that get sent are about that as well. So,
and people must contact you with all of those kind of different feelings about
just tons of different scenarios. And like I've printed out a few that really have moved Connor and I that were very, very deep. That made us very, just understand that there's a lot of people out there they don't have this relationship that him and I have, and they yearn for it. And so I put those on the wall in the office, and I look at those just to remember, every time why we make a video, and when we're making the video, just to be cognizant of those people that are either listening to it on MP3 or they're watching it or they have it. Some people will play it on rotation, to fill an empty house, and that is deep. It's some deep stuff for me and Connor, right? So we didn't realize that would come to this fruition at all, to where it is, right? So there's a lot of emotion, attached to these videos as well, as much as the fun we have when the next day or 3 hours later we start coming through the comments either on YouTube or Instagram or one of the social streams, and it's pretty deep. Like there's people will just say, your foot looks huge, dude. And then
it does. Yeah. It's fucking huge.
Hey, let me just tell you, I'm going to put a ruler beside my foot and I'll put it up somewhere, but it's only the shoes and the angle. It's the angle. I don't mind having big feet, but I only have 10.5.
It's only 10.5 now. You told me it was 11 last week.
Yeah, no, it's only a 9.
Okay, sure. But I can tell you what it is. It's the fisheye lens that you're using. So everything on the edges bends and looks large.
Oh, okay.
And that's why.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
because I wore black. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I noticed a bunch of people, and I said to Connor, why are they all putting in the comments the little clown head? And I'm like, well, it's because of your foot. You look like a clown. I'm like, oh, geez. I thought they were laughing. I don't know much about these, these emoticons or these emojis, and I'm like, I don't get that one. It's like, well, it's this or
that's why.
That's why.
and that's the other side of it, isn't it? I guess with this, it's more than 200 people now. It's 200,000 people, all pointing at your foot, or looking at one stray hair and an eyebrow or something.
Yeah,
it takes guts, and it takes a lot of, I guess, persistence of emotion and will to understand that audience is there and put stuff out anyway. So kudos to you for that. But it clearly doesn't stop you. One of the things I love about your show is it's exactly the same as it was when you're out in the sun, as it was when you did Silk Sonic last week. The core of your attraction for us is the relationship. So no matter what you changed around you, whether it's a beautiful set or great lighting or better sound or whatever it is, that is the thing that everybody loves.
Oh man, you got me have good feelings there. Yeah, it is. No, it is. It's when we sit down and we have that, we're getting ready and we're doing whatever, and we're usually last minute, John. It's like Connor was like, maybe we should put something on for Silk Sonic, and I'm like, okay, I go to the used clothing store, I grab some stuff, threw it in the wash, stuck it on, and it was just last minute. It wasn't, and we just had to build up to that was I didn't know, I haven't heard the album. I only heard the one single prior, but I knew the vibe of it by seeing the images. And then I knew it was like some, the 70s look or whatever, right? And I don't know if we hit the mark or not, but just to build up to that while we were getting ready and laughing. And then we sat down and actually, and every time we do this, John, I feel I'm like, no one's watching this. No one is watching. Every time we do this, I'm like, we finish and I'm like, no one's going to be watching this. And then wow. I just have this sinking feeling because I'm like, hey, well, who's going to be watching this? Us there. And then I'm surprised in the morning when X amount of people have watched it and a lot of good comments, right?
That's the thing, not just watched it, but really engaged and
yeah,
enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's surprising every time. Like, I'm not joking. Every time I'm like, oh, this is going to be, some people are going to just kill this one and say something about my long foot and my twitchy eye and my crooked bottom teeth and this and that. And I'm like, and then I look and then it turns out that it's okay. Like people liked it. So we're just going to keep, like you said, just keep doing what we're doing in terms of just enjoying. And I think Connor summed it up from the very beginning. And that's sort of what he wrote on the website, enjoy music together. And that's what he said from the beginning. It's just we're putting in headphones and we're going to enjoy music together. Whatever happens. And I think if we truly we don't try to do some kind of formula and bring in guest people and have different light shows and all that kind of stuff. We just enjoy music together, which was his thing from the get-go. And kudos to Connor, I tell you, is that we wouldn't be in this predicament. Not really predicament, but in this, not
this in this lucky situation.
Yeah, exactly. In this lucky situation, if not a predicament. Yeah. If he hadn't asked me and to come out on the porch for that first video, because I think I told him probably 4 or 5 times, no, I don't want to come out. No, I don't want to come out. I don't want to come out. And it was just like. And then the best thing was after we finished that first video is that I was smiling ear to ear because of the laughter that we had in there. And then the jokes that were coming up back and forth between us. And I'm like, wow, that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. We haven't joked like that. Like it's a father and the son. And then we came together and then he was playing off my jokes and Connor's older now, excuse me. And I was working all the time when he was, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we never had a chance to really get jokes on and that kind of stuff. So we came together on the porch. It started just to happen, right?
Yeah. And is that the best thing that's come out of it for you?
No, there's a whole bunch of things. Honestly, there's the relationship with Connor, the relationship with all the viewers, meeting people like you. I've said it before. Great people on the other side that I've met, but I never would have ever spoken to or known if this hasn't happened, right? And also, I just feel, I really feel younger and up to date. To be honest with you, I feel like I was in that. I spoke about it many times in the videos in the 3, 4, 5 musical progression of the music that is just sort of in that pop box. And I was listening to that after first listening to Radiohead and going, as a songwriter, wow, you know what? There is no rules. Like I was schooled early on that, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and after listening to all the stuff that we listened to, it's like, you don't have to have drums. You don't have to have a bridge. You don't have to have this and that. So that's another one of the elements is that's completely changed my writing. So that's great. I mean, I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the other things you don't do and this is different to a lot of people, is you don't look at us so much in your videos. So, and us being the audience, clearly, the relationship between the two of you and the back and forward, it's almost like we're along for the ride, and you do engage with us at the start and the end, but most of the time it's just us enjoying your enjoyment of the music that you just outlined. And
that's a great point.
Yeah, if you think about
that's a good point.
A lot of those comparison videos, those what I call reaction videos.
Yeah.
It's not scripted, but there's so much. Oh, you're there, and we have to make sure that you understand that we understand that you're there. You know what I mean?
I understand that now. Yeah, for sure.
There's a big part of it. I think that it's just you.
Well, a lot of the comments are that we get, which are so many, like a good percentage, is that we feel like we're in the room with you, sharing the album and listening to it for the first time, which is so great. Like it feels like, oh, I'm sitting amongst friends and we're just hanging out and you guys are just chatting. We're on the other side near the sink in the case of our case of our set, by the kitchen sink in the basement, right?
What I so desperately want to do is have a beer with you, right? Like
yeah,
that's what it does to me, because you get out the drinks and I just desperately want to have a drink with you.
Yeah. Well, someone had mentioned in the comments, when COVID slows down, we should just do this small little thing and just go to different countries just to see. Maybe there's 15 people in one place. We'll just go see them and have a beer and listen to some music, which would be super cool, right? I'll just say there's so many people in the community right now that are like, especially in the Discord, that are just building this community of around music and sharing music and talking about mental health. And like, I'm just so blown away that how everybody is just so just wicked. I have to say, like, they're just so good with each other. Like, I'm in there and I jump into the Discord and I watch it and I see the comments and how I can help you with that, or help you with that. And just talking, and then they're asking about, we're going to add a tab in there for a mental health page. So a channel, I think it's called Discord channel, where people can talk about mental health and their issues that they're coming on. And everybody's, let's build that page. And this community is just, and the people on Twitter and Instagram are all talking to each other. And I mean, it's so special. It really is, right?
The organic part of it is, and this is the other part. This is why you're so successful. None of this is planned. Like, you're doing this organically because you know that it feels right. Whereas other channels might, we need to have a Discord and we have to have an Instagram and we must be on Facebook, because that's what's going to build our audience and make us more attractive to subscribers and advertisers. Yeah. And of course, you don't care about that. That's actually, it's actually not what's driving this. You're doing it from the purest sense. And this is why it will be monstrous. I'm going to shoot back to Connor again. Is Connor believes in this real simplicity and keeping things very simple. And we didn't think about Instagram until viewers started saying, can you please do an Instagram? And we went, okay, we'll do an Instagram. And then, with Discord, that came, like you said, organically. We didn't plan on that. We just wanted to just put a video up a week and just leave it at that. And then just the way it's come about is just magical, right? It feels good. And if something more comes of this from this point onward, I mean, we're super happy. If it just stays here and we just stick with the same people and talk to them throughout the rest of our lives, and then chat with them about, having their kids and all that kind of stuff. That's the best part. That's what makes it beautiful. Yeah. It just makes it beautiful. It really does, right? So I want to talk to you about a really serious part now, about the power struggle that's going on with turning the tables. So I don't know if you're aware, but I have a feeling like this was something you planned all along. You're in a very, very powerful position at the moment. So turning the tables revolves around you. If for whatever reason Connor pissed you off, or you decided that you wanted to go off and do something else, or you just wanted to stop doing turning the tables completely because of whatever reason, there's no show. I mean, you are the star. You've got the gold on the door. Do you feel that that's unfair? Do you think that you should talk to Connor about realigning the stars somehow?
No, Connor is truly the star of this show. I mean, without him, you know what? I would be basically just sitting there with a bunch of albums from the 70s and some John Mellencamp, listening to them by myself. It's, he's behind the scenes. Everything he does is just, I don't know what's Laurel and Hardy. I'm just that guy that sort of does the funny stuff. Connor comes up with everything, albums, and he's the magic behind the show, really. And it's from between his editing and John, from watching some of the editing things that Connor will come up with. Like, I'll be chatting away. The one that was brilliant was where I think at the end of one, he cut me off. Remember? He cut me, like, he said, "Oh no, Dad, you might want to do that again." And then I went,
yes.
Oh, then and then he did an edit chop right there, and we were like, "Oh my God, that's brilliant!" Like, those are the things. Yeah, he knows. He's got that. You know, he's got. Connor is at probably right now showing. I'll tell you right now, probably 20% of his personality, his humor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you talked about that earlier, but that humor that you guys enjoy, it's so natural, and really the show has amplified that. You didn't.
I think
really,
yeah. I think as we became more comfortable with you know, before I didn't know, you do this for the first time, it's like, is it okay? Like, I started with the mom jokes in the early ones. I threw in a couple, you know, I'll be doing something with your mom or whatever, right? And people were laughing at that. And then that sort of was like, okay, maybe I can add another one. And then Connor's like, yeah, no, maybe you should pull back and, you know, on, you know what I mean, on certain ones or whatever, right? Yes. And then it just grew, and then we just got more comfortable with each other, right? So I think it'll be, yeah, I think we'll just sort of, you know, maintain that throughout these, right? I said at one point, I said, I'm going to stop talking with the mom jokes and stuff. And Connor's mom's like, why? No, you can't leave me out. You need to joke about me. I want to be a part of the show.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. What does she think about all
this? She absolutely loves it. I can't tell you. Yeah. Like, really is just amazed by it. And she's on there reading the comments, which, you know, the thing is, the motherly thing, right? And the husbandly thing is, like, somebody says something gnarly and she's like, who is this? Or the dislikes, you know, you'll see right soon as the video will premiere, and then she'll go and she'll look and she'll see the thumbs already going down, and then she's like, who's that?
Who would dislike you? That's right.
Yeah. No, they're like, why? What's with the dislikes? But no, she loves, and she gets up in the morning and just looks at the comments again to make sure, right? The mother bear's like, you know, I'll find them. Right?
Seek and destroy.
Yeah.
So Connor's living the dream now. I guess in his wildest dreams, he wouldn't have thought that he could, you know, potentially go full time so quickly within a couple of months of you guys debuting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he is, and he's giving up his 9 to 5, and he, from my understanding, stop me if I'm wrong, going full time as a YouTuber, turning the tables will be his future. Short term.
Short term, exactly. You know, you never know with this what's going to happen. The bottom could fall out, and, you know, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. So, you know, just like we practice mindfulness, and like, just, we have to be here in the moment and just enjoy it. Like, I don't think you can. We're not going to be sitting here going, you know, we're not the guys to sit down and go, what are we going to be doing? This is going to be. We're going to have 9 channels in a year and a half, and we're going to be selling underwear. You know what I mean? Right. It's not. We just what album we plan next, and do you enjoy it or do you not enjoy it, Dad? And that's sort of it. That's the way it is. And I think if you get too far ahead of yourself, it's just not good. Just really live in the moment. And we don't know you never know what's going to come, you know?
No,
you don't. So just enjoy tonight. We're going to be doing some filming, and it's just like, I'm looking forward to dinner, a cup of tea, and then just doing some filming and spending that time together, right? The 2 hours, and then we go our separate ways and let Connor do his editing magic, right?
It's great when I catch him on Twitch, and I always say, your dad's not talking to me. I've been texting him, and we're trying to set up this interview, and he doesn't want to do it with me. And he's saying, oh, go and talk to him. He's upstairs. He's upstairs with Mum right now watching the hockey.
He did come up. He comes up and he goes, you didn't get back to John.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I said, yeah, I was just trying, you know, the thing right now with this is trying to balance, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, balance being socially active with social media, but also having that time away, because like you do get caught up in getting back to people, which I love to do, but it can wear on you. And it can be pretty taxing. And so I would strike the balance, to have that balance, and sort of I actually just shut the phone off. You know, I'll just swipe it and shut it off, so there's no notifications and there's nothing going on. And then later on, you know, after I spent some time with the family and we've done something, taken the dog for a walk, gone for a jog or something, and say 9 o'clock at night here, I'll turn it on again, and then start working, because I just need to shut it off for a while, right?
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's sustainable for you? Like getting back to every single person, which is a brilliant thing and something everybody should be doing.
As for sustainability, I don't know if the channel does grow. It might take me longer, to get back to everybody, but I'll sure as hell try as long as I can, right? As long as I'm here on this earth and people are sending messages, and I've learned now I only type with one finger, so it takes me forever so I'm going to be doing voice. I'll just hit the voice button on Instagram or Twitter and reply that way with the voice, or I think there's a voice where it goes to text, which I was going to say, if you start voice mailing people are going to lose their fucking minds. Evan's talking to me. I hope not. It's not like that.
It'd be super cool, but yeah.
There was like a viewer from London had sent me a voice message, and it was quite long, and he sent me 2 packages, and I hit the button. It was just, he had this great English accent, and he just saying, how he loves the show and watches and blah, blah, and I was like, oh God, you know what? I have to do that, because that means I don't have to text with the one finger, right? I tried actually doing the 2 thumbs like my daughter. I don't like machine gun. And it's like, I seek and peck, you know what I mean? I seek and I peck, and then that's it, right? It's the only way.
In the last video for College Dropout, that you said a void had been filled, and Connor agreed. So what's that void for you?
The void, oh man, it's like, the void is, for me, it's like musically, I've talked about this a couple of times, that musically I've come back to where I lost it musically. I really did, was doing this 9 to 5 thing, and I really pushed that the bone shivers, the get emotional at a concert, all that thing. I put it away. I was working in long hours and just doing what I did, coming home not very, not Kevin who was a joking Kevin. I was in a drinking beers at lunch kind of guy, and then coming home quite miserable and stuff. And when I think it was when the Sierra Leone song Diamonds Are Forever, at the beginning of that, I got the shivers throughout my body. And people ask me, there's 2 versions of that song, and there's there's the remix version that I listened to, which is about the stuff that went on in Sierra Leone with the blood diamonds. And then there's one that lyrically doesn't bring that subject up. For me, it was those 2 elements coming together, and it was talking about blood diamonds, and then hearing Shirley Bassey's that said diamonds are forever, and then right away the way it was all done, and just the impactful lyrics. And right then I was like, I couldn't help it. It was weird, I know, but I cried on camera. Yeah. Like it was because when something is done so right, I get that feeling, right?
The shiver, yeah.
The shivers, right? I know, but somebody made a shirt, that shivery wivers.
Shivery wivers. I love that. That is the best. That's the best thing that's come out of the whole show.
Well, can you see on the thing here? Somebody made. Oh no, it's not here. I'll send it to you, John. Somebody recreated the Silk Sonic cover, and
you on the front.
It's both of us. It says table, and it says with special guest Shivery Wivers.
Oh, I didn't see the bottom bit. Brilliant. I don't even know if you want to answer this, but Connor and Charlie XCX. So, is there any hope for this? Like, how far is he going to push this? Is there any hope at all?
I don't know. I'm trying to facilitate that by sending messages to Charlie as much as I can. We'll do something on the live stream and try to get her in. I don't know. He's got all the albums are here, right? They're all over there. They're all up, and they're on the ceiling.
He's obsessed.
He's obsessed.
If it doesn't work out with Charlie, what about Kid Cudi?
Yeah. It's funny what you said there about Kurt, though. It's like, it's so true, because I just see him some interviews where they're joking around, he's smoking a cigarette and all that kind of stuff, but the magic that happened and just everything that went on is like, it's crazy. Like his writing and the way he wrote and just the chord structures, and it was just, anyways, it just,
What they say about him is that he was a genius, but he didn't know that he was creating genius music. So
oh really? Yeah,
it was coming out of him. Obviously he had some training, but he didn't realize the structural pieces that he was putting in.
That's brilliant. Yeah,
it just came out, isn't it?
It was just pouring out. It wasn't formulated. That formulation wasn't there. Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Which takes us nicely back around to where I started with turning the tables, which is, you don't know what you've got because it's so organic and it's so natural and it's so beautiful, and we're all pulled in, and just keep doing what you're doing. We will, yes. You know what? It's we're just enjoying it. You know, and like I said so many times, just meeting people like you, and there's other people on through Discord and stuff that just are reaching out on a daily, you know, just helping out and all that. It's just crazy. It's beautiful. Like I when I said in one of those videos I want to hug everybody, like I really mean, I'd like just a big squish, and you know what I mean, everybody, like here, come here, you know what I mean.